The fragile Confederation, when America nearly collapsed. But before we start to get into the video, please support us by like, share, and subscribe to this channel so that we can provide new insights and knowledge about world history. Thank you. In the summer of 1787, a fragile experiment in self-government teetered on the edge of collapse. The United States, newly freed from British rule, found itself burdened by a weak central government, economic instability, and political disunity. The Articles of Confederation, the first governing document of the fledgling nation, had proven inadequate to unify the states or manage national affairs. It was in this climate of uncertainty and crisis that the Philadelphia Convention convened, ultimately leading to the creation of the United States Constitution and the invention of the presidency. This pivotal moment in American history not only reshaped the nation's political structure, but also laid the groundwork for the enduring system of checks and balances that defines the United States government today. The Articles of Confederation, a weak foundation. After winning independence in 1783, the United States operated under the Articles of Confederation, a document designed to prevent the rise of tyranny by ensuring that most power remained with the individual states. However, the fear of centralized authority led to a national government so weak it could neither levy taxes nor enforce laws. Congress had no power to regulate commerce between states or with foreign nations, and there was no executive branch to implement legislation or ensure national cohesion. The consequences were profound. States printed their own currencies, often leading to inflation and economic chaos. Trade disputes between states became common, and the lack of a unified foreign policy made the young nation vulnerable on the international stage. Domestic unrest, most notably Shays' Rebellion in 1786, highlighted the inability of the Confederation Congress to maintain law and order or respond effectively to crises. It became increasingly clear that the existing system was unsustainable. The Philadelphia Convention, a nation in crisis, recognizing the dire state of the Union, leaders from 12 of the 13 states, Rhode Island refused to participate, convened in Philadelphia in May 1787. Their original mandate was to revise the Articles of Confederation, but many delegates arrived with a broader goal in mind: to design a new framework of government that could ensure the survival of the Republic. Presided over by George Washington, the convention quickly moved beyond amending the Articles and began drafting an entirely new constitution. The discussions were marked by intense debate and compromise, especially around issues of representation, the balance of power between large and small states, and the role of the executive branch. The delegates understood that a strong but constrained executive was essential to address the failures of the Articles while avoiding the despotism they had fought to escape. Inventing the presidency, a bold experiment, one of the most contentious and consequential debates at the convention centered on the creation of the presidency. The founders had no model for an elected executive in a republic on such a large scale. They had to design a role that combined the energy and decisiveness of a monarch with the accountability and restraint expected in a democracy. The result was a single executive, the president, vested with powers that were both broad and checked. The president would be commander-in-chief of the armed forces, have the power to veto legislation, appoint federal officials and judges, with Senate approval, and conduct foreign policy. However, these powers were counterbalanced by a system of checks and balances. Congress could override vetoes, the judiciary could review executive actions, and impeachment provided a mechanism for removing a president who abused power. Perhaps the most innovative feature was the method of election, the Electoral College. This system aimed to balance the influence of populous and less populous states while insulating the selection process from direct manipulation. Though controversial and still debated today, the Electoral College was an attempt to blend democratic ideals with pragmatic governance. George Washington, the first president. No discussion of the creation of the presidency is complete without acknowledging the role of George Washington. His leadership during the Revolutionary War and the Philadelphia Convention earned him unparalleled respect. When the Constitution was ratified and the new government formed in 1789, Washington was unanimously elected as the first president of the United States. Washington's presidency was instrumental in shaping the office. He set precedents that endure to this day, including the formation of a cabinet, the peaceful transfer of power, and the principle of a two-term limit, which later became law with the 22nd Amendment. Washington's restraint and commitment to Republican ideals helped solidify public trust in the new system. The Constitution, a living document. The Constitution that emerged from the Philadelphia Convention was not perfect. It required 10 amendments, known as the Bill of Rights, to secure ratification. However, it established a durable framework that balanced federal and state powers, delineated the roles of each branch of government, and created mechanisms for adaptation and reform. Central to this system was the presidency, a role powerful enough to lead the nation, yet bound by legal and institutional constraints. The presidency became the keystone of the American political system, providing leadership during crises, representing the nation abroad, and executing the laws passed by Congress. Legacy of the Philadelphia Convention. The Philadelphia Convention of 1787 was a turning point in American history. It marked the transition from a loose confederation of states to a unified federal republic. The creation of the presidency was one of its most daring and impactful achievements, offering a model of executive leadership that has endured for over 2 centuries. The success of the Constitution and the presidency it created was not guaranteed. It required the vision, compromise, and dedication of leaders who understood the fragility of the American experiment. They crafted a system designed to withstand internal divisions and external threats. A system that has guided the United States through civil war, global conflict, and social upheaval. Conclusion: the fragility and resilience of American democracy. The story of the Philadelphia Convention and the creation of the presidency is a testament to the challenges and possibilities of democratic governance. It reveals how close the United States came to failure and how bold ideas, forged in the crucible of crisis, can lead to lasting solutions. The presidency, as conceived in 1787, remains a dynamic institution. Its power has expanded and contracted over time, shaped by historical events, judicial rulings, and public expectations. Yet its foundation, crafted in a sweltering hall in Philadelphia by men determined to save their country, remains intact. In Satori, remembering the fragile Confederation that nearly failed, we gain a deeper appreciation for the Constitution's ingenuity and the presidency's essential role in preserving the Union. It is a legacy, not of perfection, but of perseverance. A reminder that democracy, though always fragile, can endure through vision, vigilance, and a shared commitment to the common good.
Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe if you like videos like this. Thank you.